Ooh, game is going live. Let's head right into it. First mid, CP Sunshine or Elektro versus Feint Gaming.
So watch the demo roll out right now. It's just, oh whoa, what's happening here? My binds are not working, but we'll see Eames and Ali takes through flowers this time in fact, but he is a lot healthier than Eames. Looks like soldiers up top above the tower right now, but there's a soldier jumping into flowers himself, but doesn't really quite get in. But so the soldier's on Demos right now, he dodges the rockets, the follow-up rocket, he hits the arrow on him, which is really good, saving his life, but it doesn't matter, there's a 2v. Nevo saving his men right now.
Behind as well, keeps up Ali, and now suddenly just 2 people left. They were relying on Ali to stay alive, but Gink with a huge wraparound and could cut them off as well. Seeds has to be careful. He eats so many rockets, but he just doesn't die. Gink will fall to Kuno, and it will save his medic's life, just barely.
It was also going to be cool. They never killed the mid, this mid. And I don't know if Feint are going to be coming in with this.
They are, they're protesting on numbers. Even numbers right now, without spawns coming in just yet. Better spawns for our Elektro quicker. Able to stop them coming in and do anything with this even Uber situation.
Yeah, it's just going to be another stalemate. We don't see no Sam's sniper yet, which is good to hear. As he should be playing 17 minutes of sniper when he's a roamer.
Well, we'll see. It's still plenty of time left in this game, and so far all we see is Amarok go in instead of Samsky the roamer, and he will not find too much success. Jumps in the middle of them, Demos with a great surf into the corner, escapes, and we see Azunis come forward as well, but there's nothing to find for him. Has to settle with behind.
Yeah, well, they'll probably maybe pay for this. They don't want to come in with this pick now. They did lose a soldier themselves, and obviously Feint are going to have better spawns, as Amarok is literally just spawned right there. And the soldier's jumping in right now. Oh, Demo surfs it. Good rocket surfer, sorry, but he's quite weak himself. He needs to jump down, avoiding him any more damage taken.
Feint really wanted these kills, both onto Gink on Choke and on Flowers onto the entire combo. Demos took a lot of damage, but everything was held off just nicely as this another jump here comes in, this time by Gink, but once again, not finding success, and both teams want to rely on a single soldier bomb so much, but it just doesn't find success so far.
Scout's completely shutting them down, like as soon as they go in for a bomb, or they just don't hit the rockets, or things like that. Just kind of classic second mid. Yeah,
and surprising lack of like attention out of the one player ad they had for a short while by Feint. They aren't trying to like do anything off of the roamer being down, or the pocket in this case with Gink, and so nothing much happens off of this, which is just a great opportunity to throw at least something if you want to, but no, Feint is just patient here, looks for something better than just a single soldier being down, it seems.
Yeah, it looks like they're just playing the long con right now. Maybe Sorex is going to go in through Cafe right now. He's probably going for the sack, maybe go sniper or something like that, or back sponsor Kono. But it's just kind of waiting for one team to mess up as the soldier does bomb in. Both soldiers are in flowers right now. They're both going to get out as they do rotate back into mid. Not much damage coming out from both of them right there.
Yeah, just a mild attempt, but the moment it went bad, everybody immediately was there to back up the player, and Amarok up top was unable to find any further damage. So, while not successful, still nicely done by Elektro to prevent anything bad from happening, but that alone won't get them anywhere on the map as the stalemate continues here with 26 minutes left, and both teams looking already to seem to be running out of ideas.
Yeah, they're going to need to make something happen, or someone's oh, Ali really weak, maybe they're going to try and play off this. Soldier does bomb, guess Ali. I know that Azunes does go down, it is a pick nonetheless, and they do trade.
Yeah, that was nicely timed off of the damage onto the demo and was able to find the consolation pick despite failing the attempt onto Seed's life. Allows for a little bit more aggression here with the lack of sticks. Gink contested by Samsky up front while everybody rotates to Flowers trying to find an opening. Samsky wants to contest as well, and it will force Demos to zoom out.
Yeah, looks like Feint are going to try and get back and make sure they don't take any damage, or Seeds doesn't take any damage or anything like that. But the arrows are going to come out, soldiers are going to get healed up, and it looks like or Elektra just kind of I don't know what they're doing. In fact, they're in Cafe.
Yeah, they try to rely on a play from Nevo behind to get the demo once again and maybe be able to put up pressure behind so they can get a play onto Seed. But this failed the moment Samsky was able to take high ground on Flowers, forced Fever really early, and Feint was just able to play safe the entire time. Now able to carry this advantage into mid. Just need to be careful from further sack attempts here of our Elektro.
Yeah, Siege is actually lagging behind right now. He's split from his team. Siege is weak himself. A good rocket placed on him would probably kill him right now if a soldier bombs in. But his health regen is... They buffed it for mid. Feels bad, man. But it looks like Feint are just going to go in with this non-stop aggression, knowing that they have the Uberad. Ali walking up into second, getting the sticks off onto concrete right there. As there is a soldier in Flowers, he's going to jump in, not going for any bombs, just play it nice and safe. It looks like they're completely flushed out of second, and they gave the space. They respected Fate there and just kind of walked back into last.
Yeah, Feint was just playing really safely there, trying to have Seeds as far back as possible from any danger and just have everybody else up front to pressure them out with the threat of the Uber, which is still up for last. But at this point, Demos will have his own. Only thing they've going for them was Scruff for a little bit there. But here is Respawn with a heavy on the field as well, not looking too inviting into the last point. And once again, it's up to Feint to find an opening here.
They also have a heavy and an Ninja, so they're going for the proper power fucking hold right now, excusez-moi. But as we see them kind of, you know, edge the way there.
Yeah, Sunshine is tough nut to crack, so it requires some creativity. Lots of people rely on the Sniper, never on the defense here as well, it seems, while the Sentry is now up to replace his Heavy. So Sniper is on the defense, but not so far on the offense. It got criticized. We haven't seen anything so far out of Samsky, so maybe they try to avoid it.
Yeah, but it's like they went in.
Spoke too soon. Yeah, Samsky goes in, and if there's ever an opportunity to go Sniper, then it is now. But Elektro doesn't like to let these opportunities go unpunished. As soon as at least tries, gets spotted early though by Amarok, so there's not much happening in the lower area.
Yeah, they're all just bunched up in this left-hand, let's the wee left-hand room right there. Playing nice and safe. They also have a spy right now. Maybe he's just checking for Uber or something like that. He's
yeah, and Kuno took all this time to go back to spawn and switch to Sniper instead, playing with expectations here, or against them I should say, and pulls out a Sniper. Lots of people expected out of Feint right now.
Yeah, looks like they're going to be playing you know, the spy game, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm Sniper. But, whoa, Kuno hitting a nice shot on Azunez right there. Good stuff coming out there.
They need some more of that though. The last point won't fall that easily, and Elektro has a hold here going on and won't just fall to a single Sniper. And Feint know that. They try to find another opening here for another good shot onto something more valuable than a Roma, but it just shouldn't be. Never finds one onto Kuno, but it is not quite enough to take his life. So he can just keep trying and trying again.
Oh, the Sentry does go down right there, but Scruff also getting... sorry.
Samsky decloaks and nobody hurt him. He gets the stab onto Nebo and escapes for now. He eats a pipe, but he will stay alive, and that could be scary later on as Amarok finds some more kills on players attempting to kill Seeds. Doesn't force the Uber either on 30 HP. Really nicely done by the British medic.
Yeah, he's taking it really... Seeds is really just playing nice.
He strikes again, and Amarok at the same time, really nicely coordinated. Will fall in the end, but 3 people go down to the ensuing aggression here. And this is a round for Feint.
Yeah, that last was really played well there from Feint.
That's the thing they were lacking with the Samsky Sniper, just something other than a Sniper pick while they have the Sniper. With Samsky it was just a single kill and that's it. Now with Kuno and Sniper they have so much more going on while the Sniper play is happening. Samsky even taking the opportunity goes by, distract up front, behind, everywhere.
Yeah, we see Ali going flowers once again. Looks like it. Whoa, Soldier in fast already. Look at that, Azunez, but doesn't matter, he's going to die. He's going to die to Sorex is right there. But looks like Soldier's just going to spam them out. They've lost their Soldier. Maybe play a wee bit too safe, going back into their second.
Yeah, and this is like the classic thing Elektro does when they need a plan B on mid. They just throw Azunez in really, really aggressively, hoping for the best. Assuming they have space, they try to continue playing despite him dying for nothing. But it was just not possible. They were way too far back and choked, unable to find anything there. Samsky tries as well, Nebo will fish him out of the air, and that will devolve into the stalemate we just had earlier.
Yeah, but they did try to do a double Soldier bomb in Valley or Flowers to try to get something done, anything done. But you just cannot see them going about. We just see them push.
Great attempt, but Seeds once again refuses to pop the Uber to just a single player, and it will pay off.
Spam rocket nearly killed Seeds right there. He was like 20 HP there.
When we are back to Sniper gameplay, but once again it is Kuno, so your players have been hurt. Kuno returns to what might as well be his main, and he had a great impression here on the first point of play he had on the last point here. So let's see if he can continue on doing just that.
Yeah, it looks like he's just kind of waiting. They're going to try and make space for him. And Flowers Rider gets a nice headshot.
But 150 is not quite enough to fish somebody out there. Everybody will stay alive, and the Scouts take such an aggressive fight. Never will fall to Sorex. Uber gets popped around the corner, but Feint already disappeared back into mid. They find Amarok, they find Sorex. That's nice kills, but they need to be careful. The Uber has been forced, and everybody on Elektro has escaped back to second. King helps himself out there. defense against Samsky, and with that, suddenly the floodgates have opened, and what started pretty bad has turned really nice for Elektro.
Yeah, Siege popped way too early there. Like, he took one rocket and just kind of popped.
Which is strange, considering how nice he has been holding on to his Ubers so far.
Maybe he was thinking there was going to be a double soldier bomb or something like that, or something
He must
similar.
have thought the Uber was closer than it actually was. Otherwise, there was no point popping it that early, and it will pay off greatly for Elektro in this case. They're able to contest second already, or at least they're trying, throwing soldiers in as deep as they can, but so far unsuccessfully so. Scruff wants to clean up of damage, but Solix is just not weak enough. Ammo comes out to help as well. Everybody's so weak, but nothing will die at the moment.
But it looks like Nevo getting Samsky in the process right there, but oh, Nevo weak himself, going to die to Gink there, but there's two down in the side of Feint right now. They're going to need to try and get out, stop with the aggression, and they're going to just need to kind of wait. Uber is equal on both sides right now. They can kind of just wait a wee bit and just kind of, play safe.
Already really fine to last already, just trying to find something here. And Ali is completely alone. Uber gives pop maybe a little bit early. They need a good force onto Seeds to make this still happen. But so far, Ali is all they get, and they're already on their way out. Uber faded already.
Yeah, not like that push was a little bit shaky there. They came in through dungeon, and they just kind of
just taking turns, using the Ubers too early. This could have been so much better if they just didn't use the moment Ali died, because there was nothing supporting Ali whatsoever. There was no point to popping that Uber this early, and they could have had a much better exchange. And taking an even exchange with a demo down on the other team, that's a great opportunity to just win around outright. Now Feint is a little bit alive, while Azunis tries to go in from the backlines.
Oh, they do have a back cat coming on, right? It looks like, Azunis,
he missed that rocket. He could have harmed so much there, but just missed one shot while the push onto second comes out in the meantime. And it doesn't find too much. As soon as the only casualty on the backlines here, Feint is pretty weak and unable to find demos in all of this, which will mean that they will have this Uber up any moment.
Yeah, they do lose both their soldiers right now, so it's only Scout, Demo, Med right now. They have lots of room they can work off, but we do see the Scout goes in and gets the Force, question mark?
They are really scared of Solix, it seems not like they come to chance there, but they're catching out Ali as well under. That's 3 down right now. Amarok will spawn in time, but there's still no sticks on the point, and they need to capitalize off of these moments.
Yeah, like, the pick there, like, I don't understand why Demos had to pop so early. He only took 5 damage. Oh well, he popped, but it looks like it gave Seeds a nice override, but it looks like Azuna is going to jump in, no fear, just walking in, try to get damage on its Seeds. Doesn't really matter. He lost both their soldiers. They're trying to get out right now.
Yeah, they had 2 player ad, but they all bunched up on the left side exactly where the hold was, and it suddenly didn't matter at all that these players were not up for Feint. They were able to defend from the smite aggression into last, and now have the Uber up again, but they need a better one into second to not have a leapfrog happen again.
Yeah, it looks like Nevo just going to get focused down by Krunu there.
Demos.
Ooh, bye-bye,
Ali hits a stick and a pipe to clean up Scruff as well. As soon as in the backlines, only able to trade out the kill, not getting the backup here. And this is the push out they were looking for. They get the medic, they are able to deal with the backup, protect Seeds in all of the post-Uber chaos. And now have a great opportunity to not just get mid, but maybe even further to second.
Yeah, we do see Nevo's and Sniper as well right now. Oh, it looks like he's going to be caught out by Amarok right now. Yeah, he's going to go down. RIP, press F. But look, Uber is on an advantage to Feint right now. And they're going to need to watch it because the ad's only about 30%.
That's perfectly usable, but they want it before it's even up. They're already making moves in flowers, trying to just take it for free, just being scary of the fact that they have advantage, and or I can't be sure how much it is. So they're just fluffing it in. As soon as take the opportunity, lands a lot of damage on 149 is not enough. Seeds will stay alive.
Oh, that's 3 down in the set of order right now, as Samsky does get Scruff in dungeon. Gets another one, Nevo going down as well. That's no scouts or soldiers on the side of order right now, and it's only Demo, Med in last, and they could probably just walk in on this. They do have Uberad, and they can play off it quite well. As the scout just stands on point, soldiers, Uber's going to come out, scouts out of that, doesn't matter, and that's how she rolled. That's another round.
Elektro was so close to getting the medic before he had his Uber, but Seeds just barely didn't die, and they overcommitted too many players, so Samsky cleans up everything. And it turned out completely on the opposite of what our Elektro was expecting.
Yeah, life happens, didn't it, man? Know what I mean? You die, you lose games, that's life. But we do see Ali taking a choke this mid, but stickies are exchanged. We do see Azuna going in for a fast bomb this mid. We do see going for a bomb nonetheless as he... oh, the rocket does get on him. Gets Eames in fact, as he gets to stick on Kunu. Ali going down as well. Gink getting Seeds. Good pick coming out there. It's only Demos does go down unfortunately, but Amarok is the only one left alive and he is getting out. He is only 24 HP. Doesn't matter. And that's a wipe.
That was really nice aggression, but at the steep price of losing their medic here. They have put so much like attention forward that they just completely neglected Demos for a little bit. Costed his life with the last few people on mid that they weren't able to catch quickly enough. It is a mid win, like he said. It will even get second due to being a full wipe, but they need some more to get into last now. And this is the first time we have our Elektro all this far into the map.
Yeah, really weird what happened there. That mid was really strong there compared to the other two.
Yeah, they just worked better together. The team DM was so much better, and King jumped forward, instant stick by Eames on the same target, just deletes people all over the place. And aggressively speaking, that worked perfectly. Obviously, Demos still lost his life, so it wasn't all fine, but for the most part, it was definitely the strongest bit so far.
Thank you, they used the mic for once. Okay, that's a yes. But as you see them take it in now, just the Ubers are about EU equalish. Oh yeah, it's going to be equal right now. They're just kind of waiting to see what happens. They do have a sentry up, just kind of waiting there. They don't have any other off passes. They're just kind of waiting there. Nevo and Azuna is going down straight away as he gets killed by the sentry, and Azuna is taking a pipe.
I don't even think the goal was the medic or the sentry or anything, just Ali and Amrock aggressive. Samsky as well. One already lost his life, one is still attempting, but it's just not enough. Both scouts shut him down, looking to support as well. And with 2 down again, the spawns are not quite here, but they will be any moment, so there's a small opportunity to just throw something in, but the sentry is just still in the way.
Yeah, it's just kind of waiting right now. Samsky is just about to spawn in. He's only 3 seconds in.
Oh, the engineer was just not on the sentry gun for a moment, and suddenly it's just gone.
Oh, but we do see Nevo on sniper right now. He's peeking right side, or left side, whatever you're looking at. As you see, Scruff really weak. Nevo weak as well. It finally does go down, as Amrock does go down as well.
Oh, and again, they wanted to have a double play. Nevo right as soon as left, but they were able to take care of each of those really quickly. Samsky now sniping as well on last, just to help out the defense. They have the lead. They can afford to play time. Obviously, I would think they would still push if they have a great opportunity, but they leave it up to Elektro to create that one for them.
Yeah, they're kind of just taking it nice and slow right now. Just kind of waiting to see what team does, but they do have a spy in both teams right now.
That could be interesting, assuming they are smart enough to check for spy. They might know, and so far they just bump into each other.
Oh no! Oh, Samsky. He goes in for the taunt.
Gets the better spy play here as the Frenchman. And it still is on spy. It's a little bit unfortunate now because they know for sure that there's a spy on the field, so surprise factor's a little bit gone. But that doesn't change the fact that the spy behind lines is scary, with the sentry gun down as well, and the sniper up front. That's a lot of people to pay attention to.
Scruff going down instantly by Sorex and Amrock's rock is there. Oh, man.
Well, I like the Samsky pyro there to just not let it come up to chance here with the spy as soon as being shut down as early as possible.
Now he's letting no room for the spy to move. This is a spy free zone, but he takes a few pot shots with that l'étranger, or however you pronounce it. It's mad French. I failed French.
He doesn't give up though. He tries again, just rotates through lower to have another shot at it, and Samsky has no clue where he is, so if there's ever an opportunity, it's now, but it needs to happen fast, and it just isn't, just barely sees had his back turned, but he just dies ever so quickly.
Genk does get Ali though, which is a good pick, although they do lose Zune, as he wasn't much of a player anyway, but they're going to use Uber in right now, try and get a bit of damage off, maybe even just take an Uber exchange in altogether, just get out as fast as they possibly can right now. But Med's a wee bit slow. Demo's really weak. Can he get out? He just gets out with 50 HP.
But they drop Eames, they drop Scruff, and they don't find anything in return. Only a few people weak, but that's not good enough. Feint, however, really passive off of this. As soon as wants some sort of play, so does Gink. But it's just not happening. The scouts shut them down, or the NG in this case. And suddenly, Feint didn't even have to play that aggressive off of this Uber exchange. That was much better for them. They just kind of had to wait for them to come back to them again.
Yeah. Looks like it. Oh, soldiers don't get spawns. Bye-bye. Cap time does that. But looks like it. Now that the Ubers are even, nothing's really going to happen. Just kind of. They do have a sniper. They do get Sorexo, which is a good pick. And now that's going to give a bit of room for their soldiers to maybe bomb in if they really fancy doing that.
Yeah, they were really keen on using these like small ad opportunities so far to just make some sort of space for the team and get some aggression into the second point here. Had some mixed success, but there was some nonetheless, so let's see if they can continue doing so. So far they don't find a way in, and they don't need to. Never on sniper, cleans up Ali, Eames protects the sniper as well. Samsky down, that's 2 picks, and they're already all storming forward. Use the Uber into second just to play it safe, and don't find any success. As soon as from behind lines, cleans up Kuno, gets the force.
Doesn't matter, the force is out, and Ubers are going to be kind of like, there's going to be a bit of an add to it, or
Yeah,
whatever.
a small one, but it could come into play anyway. And Seeds didn't heal anyone for a second, so suddenly 25%.
Doesn't matter, they're going to be walking anyway. Scout is on point, Soldier jumps on, they're all going to be there. They have a heavy. Putis is shooting the gamers, as Gink is the only one there, and he goes down. They've got Demos and Neville are the only ones up right now. Well, the only ones that matter up.
This is his life as well.
Oh,
Never
yeah,
goes down. Snapper just overextending way too much, and they wanted too much out of the situation. And now they are going to lose second for it. They do have still this advantage. It's gotten slightly bigger, about 30% now, so there's an opportunity to just push second with that again, but it could have been so much better than that.
Definitely, but it looks like wee scrap between Scruff and Sorex, but that doesn't matter. Eames is going to come in and just pipe him so. He's dead. Bye-bye. You don't matter anymore.
They need to make use of this advantage now they have. And Seeds is so close. They pop around the corner into Flower. People are close. What can they find? Samsky falls immediately. Everybody else kites it out. And nobody's left on second anymore. One pick, two picks. It will be Samsky dying late here as well. Won't have much of any implications into last anymore with Seeds having his Uber up though.
They do have full ad, which is a big happy face, Twitch smiley face. So they Fate can work off this once they get the spawns, but if my config would work and doesn't block the class. They do have a Pyro on last, so...
Looks like they're concerned about spies. So.
Ooh, did they even spy check? Did they like...
that would be the logical first step in my eyes before going Pyro probably, but they found decent success just denying the Uber earlier with the Pyro alone, so maybe they just want to play an old classic Batman style.
That's because Pyro's broken. But yeah, we see them kind of just... I thought I heard a sniper and I was like, what? Yeah, we just kind of see them walking in one by one. Aura are in lobby right now. Scout clearing sticks. Maybe they're ready to go in for an exchange of some sorts. I don't really know. They're playing a little bit too... Yeah, everyone's kind of bunched up right now. They must be ready to do something. Everyone has heals.
Samsky was not on the combo for a little bit there, so the best opportunity is now gone. Now that he rotated back to the medic. Able to deny this Uber if it was to come in, and it does really suddenly out of pretty much nothing on no ad whatsoever. The Pyro gets dropped from the Uber, but that's about it, and he already did his job. Only casualty here. Fane not able to get anything with theirs though, so despite having the better one, they actually just straight up get a net loss here on players.
Yeah, but they're not going to go in without a fight, but it looks like Scruff does go down. Both soldiers are going to jump in. Ali, he's going to die in fact. There's only the heavy and med up right now. They only need to focus him. Scout is on point, and that looks like it's a round to Elektro.
Really well done. They just needed this one pick in this Uber exchange to make it work, despite having the much worse one time-wise. And suddenly they are the ones finding success here, so it will remain close. 7 minutes left, 2-1 scoreline, 1 round difference. This could still become interesting.
Yeah, this is probably one of the closest games land so far. But as we kind of just see them roll out once again, yada yada. Oh, Azuna is going in for the fast bomb. Guess a rocket on the alley. Not much damage, but rocket nonetheless. Just kind of get it nice and slow, get ready for the bombs.
Devils take so much damage early and they can't do anything about it. The soldiers are so far away. Azuna goes deep for some damage, doesn't find Seeds, just barely, but they get so much space of it and they pressure out the medic really early on. Nobody has heals on mid anymore. Everybody abandons without the soldiers on the field. And Elektro wins another mid fight.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. Fane just like switching off, they're switching off the brains. Is it too late? Are they gaming for too long?
Elektro's bombs also have much improved on these mid fights. Now they find much more damage with those. Not even necessarily the kill. Sure, the soldiers still died, but more importantly, Seed just couldn't stay on mid anymore. It was too much of a liability to stay in it.
Yeah, as they just kind of Uber is even down, and maybe even try to get a force going off right if pipes hit. Seeds is only about 90 HP, so a pipe would just kind of drop around. As the soldier does jump in.
Oh, as soon as
they do get the force though.
No, he doesn't. Never mind. I didn't see the force. This is really good, assuming they don't drop any more players, but Eames is also abandoned completely. This Uber's dink solo and it just doesn't find anything.
That's a yikes from me, dog. They do get the final flash on the Scruff in the end there, but no, honestly, it wouldn't matter. Demos is left to die now. Bye-bye. It's a wipe.
This
like
could have been so much better, but the Uber was just not good enough. They just couldn't save people anymore. He got so much space early on for free as well to just make this all the easier, but they wanted so much more out of the situation than they could afford to.
Yeah, they're just kind of waiting for spawns now. They're not going to get forward spawns unlike the rest of the team.
Azuna spy behind Seeds and he finds the stab immediately.
Bye.
will lose his life, but that doesn't matter anymore. The damage has been done. Everybody in Feint just tries to get the consolation frame onto Demos, and they might just be so weak. Gets the arrow, but not in time. Samsky still gets the damage onto Demos. They will trade. Both meds down, but Feint find themselves with only Amarok alive.
That's a weird trade, med soldier trade. I wouldn't expect
Yeah, you don't see that all the time, but hey, it's better than leaving Samsky alive there to just clean people up.
I mean, true, but they're also going to be fighting.
Nevo just makes life hard on the midpoint, and now that the spawns are coming in with just 2 people left alive on Elektro, they can't stay here anymore. So for what it's worth, they at least slowed down the pace of the game, and despite all the drop earlier. They don't lose second anymore, which would have happened previously. So it's not that great, but it could have been much worse with this death onto seeds.
Yeah, I've got to watch out. There's already 4 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, it's getting close to dangerous time for Elektro. Feint has shown that they're able to play patient here. They use opportunities when they are given to them, but if they can play just careful and patient, they will take the chance.
Yeah, kind of just waiting about right now. As Feint do have an Uber ad right now.
It's really small though. They need to be just really keen to want use of that.
I mean, if they're going to, they need to use it now or never, basically. But it looks like they're not going to be using it as Uber.
They can be content just staying on mid for the next 4 minutes, but in this even Uber situation, it's up on Elektro to make something happen here. And that's what we're seeing. They're trying to get a little bit more aggressive in Cafe, in Flowers, but so far no real moves happening.
Manny semicolon fear question mark. But it looks like Sorik does go down to Azunez and Evo as they both get what's happening here? Uber does come out, and it looks like it's going to take a wee exchange right now in mid. They're going to try and get out as their Uber has faded on the side of Aura, but that doesn't matter. They're going to be probably walking back in. Gink cratered to something.
Post-over position not good enough on the soldiers. They find Amarok, but is it enough? Feint comes back in through choke. Samsky loses life so early. Kuno is weak. Never cleans that up. Suddenly just free up anymore. And Elektro Scout just parking himself on mid, denying any sort of space here.
Yeah, like Siege could have died there if they had soldiers. He could have died. He was only like 50 HP in choke, so if they just bombed in, that'd be it really.
That was a really nice Uber exchange though, something that has been going around the last few minutes for Elektro, despite how they struggled with it earlier in the game. It seems like it figured out a little bit more. They get the kills they need before they go for these exchanges, and it makes a huge difference for them.
Yeah, also Samsky on Spy. Which is
we're pretty game defining so far, even if it ended up being just bumping into each other.
Soldier never bumped into him that time in just outside dungeon, but it looks like he's maybe going to make his way in. He's kind of just outside in a shutter right now, kind of waiting as they do use Uber in. I don't know what he's doing there. He's a bit far away as they're going to try and focus the sentry as they don't really put that much focus fire on it.
He comes in, but Demos turns around, he won't find the kill. And suddenly there's another player down, he's lost his life, but they have a player ad, and they want to make use of this to force this Uber onto Seeds. Will find it really quickly. Gink drops for that, but that's perfectly acceptable, because without this Uber, it's basically impossible to leave this last point here.
Yeah, it looks like Aura are going to be playing this, the fact that they can't push out with Uber right now, that they have ad as well. Not by much, it's like only 10%, but they have ad. And if they get a player ad as well, that's probably going to be another
the moment
round.
somebody falls here on Feint, it's going to be a scary time for the next 2 minutes. They need to be able to hold on to this. They don't want to drop some points here and get the worst seed, so it's going to be important to just play patient and play careful.
Yeah, looks like they're just kind of...
But Demos dies to Samsky. Samsky finds that drop onto the medic once again.
This is not good now on the side of Aura. They don't have a...
They don't really have the time to build another Uber. At least not if they want a good push out at the back of that. So they need something quickly.
Oh, Ali gets a double kill. Oh no.
Great stuff by the Demo man, and it just crushes our Elektro's dreams even more.
Yeah, there's only a 1 minute clock, and they're probably just going to park the bus and last now. There's no way that Aura Elektra can probably come back.
Elektro needs some sort of miracle play to still make this happen, and it's going to be tough. They have a minute to even find that in the first place.
They're building hard right now, really hard.
I'm surprised they haven't gone crits, to be honest.
That would have been a good...
This is the moment where you do it.
They are crits. What you on about?
Oh, they are. Oh, never mind. My heart is lying to me.
Yeah, so they're ready to...
Even better.
There's only 40 seconds left on the clock. They're going to need to do something quite quickly as the soldier is spotted out in dungeon. They're going to take in right now. Heavy
they
does
find Seeds. They get the drop.
Okay, now
This turns everything around. They have 30 seconds. They find Samsky. Suddenly, just 4 players left alive. But the Solis die so quickly. They want to contest the point. Zorix died. Heavy Soldier Demo left alive. Can they do it? They park themselves on the point. Eames on the point, and Ali doesn't get on it.
they do it. They actually do it. They tie it up with 14 seconds left.
Oh, Elektro did it again. They clutched the game last minute after being down for so long. 7 seconds left on the clock. Unable to do anything here for either side. And Elektro with a mild upset. Sure, they didn't win, but they got points out of feint, and this will help them out greatly.
A tie is a tie.
Yeah, that's the points on the board.
So
and with that, Elektro, I think, has only tied or lost so far. Yeah, they tied now, they tied to Basku, they tied to Ascend.
they like ties.
Yeah, apparently.
Not the player, but just ties. You know what I mean?
I'm sure they will like him too. So that was a game and a half for sure. And both medics just barely cut off of getting 100 points on the scoreboard. So sad time for them.
Gonna go to the long.
And yeah, feint's gonna be kicking himself. That was the most clutch crit sticky I've ever seen. Eames just across the entire last point, just barely catching seeds before he knew what was going on, getting the drop, and just beautiful from there. I was surprised he didn't try to get more out of that and just try to snipe the heavy as well, but it worked nonetheless. Eames clutching it out once again at the very end of that push.
Yeah, Eames and Ali did really close in terms of damage and stuff. Ali only beats him by like 500 points.
Yeah, it was a really good game, and we mentioned a little bit that Eames is an important factor. He has some weaker days, but when he can perform with the best, and this certainly goes to show why. Only getting 6 deaths as well is a huge performance.
Yeah, I mean, also feint, Kunu getting 19 frags, only to 7 deaths as well, but he got 9 assists.
The surprising thing is here that Seeds died half as much as Demos, and it still ended this way.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the healing stats as well, they're actually really, really, really even.
Yeah, it was a really close game in the end, despite the early fast lead for feint. Well, kind of fast at least. There was a little bit of stalemating going at the beginning, but they were able to pull through.
There's literally only one healing point difference per minute.
Yeah, and Elektro figuring out the mids at the end was a huge factor as well. They were able to get these rounds off the back of those much quicker than if they would have not won those. And yeah, the solid performance as well as the coordination with Eames on those mid was just beautiful.
Definitely. Scruff also, he denied a lot of soldiers that game.
Yeah, that's important.
He was really.
He as well has sometimes these hit and miss days on the pocket scout roll there, and sometimes he just is a bit lacking in terms of denial, but this game was really strong for him. Just these 2 moments with Samsky where he got through, but other than that, Scruff played this really nice.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, let's head to the couch for some more analysis.
Welcome back to the couch. My name's Grumpy Coy, and we're having a bit of a one-on-one situation with me and War right now.
Yeah. I've been in this situation before. I was in a couch with another dude, but I don't think that's suitable.
Yeah, it's not really PG-13.
Yeah. No. Do we have PG-13? Isn't it just PG?
No,
it's 12A.
12A. There's 12 with guidance, right?
Yeah, where you can be under 12, but you've got to have an adult with you.
I don't see how that helps the situation at all, but
it's just alerting people.
Yeah. But no, we had a bit of an upset just at the end of that match. I was watching, I was a little dumbfounded. feint kind of lost it just at the last second, and Elektro, just really nice push, managed to bring that out in a time where they could have stalled a lot better and brought that to a win for themselves. But what do you feel about that game? You were watching it alongside me. Was there anything that really stood out?
The main thing that stood out was my lack of concentration because of how tired I am. But the second thing was just how kind of it was quite I don't know, it was just very back and forth. It felt like, it didn't feel like a 2-2 game. It kind of felt like it should have been a 4-4 game. There was a lot of back and forth and a lot of really good moments where a team just seemed like they were completely on top of it and ready to roll to last, but then it just got pushed back time and time again. I mean, it almost happened then, despite them getting the medic with the crits. It was very, very, very close until the final moment. So it seems like, I guess because Sunshine's not been played in Europe for over 6 months, it kind of shows how, exploitable it is for people to make mistakes. But it happens both ways. It just seems everybody's a bit, shaky.
What's your opinion on Gink kind of coming in on, or Electra, they're not having Eskimo. Do you feel like that's affected them much, or do you feel like he's kind of fit that role?
Well, Eskimo's here, so why isn't Eskimo playing for Oro Electro?
You'd have to ask him yourself. I'm not 100%
I just
sure.
assumed that it was. I mean, he was here. I was like, oh, I guess you're playing for your team.
No,
But no,
it's
he's
Gink.
not. Well, it doesn't seem to be much of a problem, but like Eskimo's a very, very good pocket soldier, and I'm pretty sure Gink's more used to playing Roma, so I guess it kind of can sort of throw a little bit of stuff out of the works where he's not really sort of too gelled in the team. But having said that, I don't feel like that's maybe the core of all Electro. It would probably be Eames and the Scouts. Scruff and Never are very, very good. Do we have logs to display?
That's a very good point, actually.
I want to see some logs. I can't enjoy my life. Can we sort by damage?
That's like the default you go for every
Well,
time.
you got to
anyway.
do that.
Yeah.
Give it to me. Oof.
Oof.
Those are some good numbers. 3, 3, 5, 2, 4. You know, those are some solid numbers there. So yeah, I think it kind of shows even game, even split with all the damage and everything. It seemed to be kind of like a very sort of demo heavy game. They both seem to tank quite a lot of the hills, which is expected from a map like Sunshine. I was very, very happy to see Samsky not playing Sniper for 17 minutes. And I really feel like he played pretty well on Roma on quite a few occasions, but it wasn't really a soldier-heavy map. I feel like the soldiers were kind of put as a supporting cast, and everything was just more focused. I mean, if you look at the kills, I mean, Samsky, Amarok, Gink, Azunis and Gink are 13. Samsky and Amarok are on 12, so the soldiers never really did a whole lot. It was kind of... Well, having said that, all the kills are very close to each other in general, but...
I think it was mainly around sort of the demo plays. And,
Yeah.
you know, like, if you look at the Scouts, I feel like a lot of them played off a lot of damage from the demo.
Yeah, they also seem to have tanked. Can we get some heal stats? I feel that would be pretty interesting, especially between Seeds and Demos. I mean, Seeds only got 3 deaths, and Demos was only was on 6, as Dom mentioned before. And even healing spread is like literally
Identical.
Yeah, there's that like what? Okay, yeah, that's only like there's such a tiny amount between them.
Yeah.
It's unreal. So that is like how close it is. And again, you can see, look at the demo heals, 9,500 almost for both of them, and then the Scouts following. Look, I mean, it's literally the exact same in terms of heal spread as well, in terms of like the list of all the classes. So it's probably the most even game that we're ever going to get. So yeah, I mean, it was very good. That last crits play coming out, doing well, and getting some points for Oro Electro. Do we have the possibility of getting the standings on the stream? That'd be pretty brilliant if we did.
One thing I just want to quickly say about Sunshine, whilst they're trying to organise that, is one thing I've noticed is it doesn't surprise me to see all that heals so centric around the Scout and the demo, and like your soldiers not doing that much impact, because I feel like for a large amount of time your pocket soldiers and your Romans are just playing flanks either side. You've got your pocket generally playing in, you know, house. Do we call it house? I forget. Cafe, yeah, that's it.
Call it Starbucks. It's not caught
Starbucks.
on. People still call it cafe.
Yeah. No, I like that, Starbucks. What if someone starts calling it Nero or something else?
Well, that's
like
what
that?
I was, that's what I did in the pug. I just went through all the coffee chains I could think of, and it's like people just telling me to shut up. And I got
other
subbed
coffee
out.
chains are available.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I can imagine that would be confusing for some people.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
But you generally, back to my point, you generally have players like your soldier in cafe with a scout. You have like just a soldier, the demo, watch and choke. But yeah, we've got the standings.
Oh, timed out. That is not good.
No.
They did play some of the hardest teams like first though, but funnily enough, and this is breaking news for those that may not have been aware as it wasn't streamed. Swift did play against the bus crew on product. The score ended 3-0 to the bus crew.
Wow.
That is right, 3-0. And it was Yon that came out with like 525 damage per minute, finishing like 13-3. So
that doesn't surprise me too much with Yon, because Yon
Yon
and Lan.
Well, the result surprised me, but I guess when you stomp someone 3-0, that amount of damage is pretty sort of expected.
But you don't expect to hear 3-0 bus crew and the other team being Swift, like
or 3-0 bus crew and any other team.
Yeah, they've had a pretty rough time.
I haven't said that. They're not doing well. I mean, they're playing against Timed Out next, so this is going to be like the battle of the
bottom.
Yeah, maybe. Although not slightly one above bottom. Savor or Elektro sort of fitting in between that two.
Do we know who or Elektro is playing against?
No idea.
No, we'll find that out at some point.
Yeah, there's expected 7 and Freyo Tech sitting on top, high and pretty, 15 points. Fate Gaming, as I expected, to be doing very well and sitting third. Obviously not that last game, that was a bit of a sketchy one. Swift underperforming massively. In a sense, probably in the right place, I'd imagine. It just feels like maybe they should be fighting Feint a little bit more than Swift for most people. But it's a good result. So I really like Sunshine, but Sunshine's a very hit or miss map.
Yeah.
I feel like we will not see it be played ever again.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of got almost that Cardinal vibe to it.
Yeah, it's like every single LAN, there's always one map that everybody wants to just can't be asked. No point practicing it. It may not be around for long. It just gets swapped out with another one. So it's always like that one that people will just insta-ban. And it's a completely... I like it, but I understand why players don't, because it plays differently. As you're saying about soldiers, like it is completely... Soldiers are sort of, for the most part, the entire map, it's very sort of like open, so they can dominate it by creating space, but that's literally all they are. They're just space makers.
I feel like almost it's probably why you enjoy it is it's very demo centric.
I wouldn't say that so much. There's only a few. It's not like Process where like teams are kind of like forced to face each other and choke most of the time. Like in Sunshine, it is actually quite open on the flanks as well, so it's not very spam heavy. But I feel like most of the time on this map, it was spent being on one of the two teams' last points. But that's very well when it's favourable. It's only like really one part out of the whole map. Having said that, though, I think second is. Mid's very, very bad for a Durman, but second's like very good. There's a lot of areas for sticky traps, so it's like kind of amazing. But mids, it's literally just a case of just trying to hide from soldiers most of the time.
Yeah, especially when they like bomb you or get control of high tower or Tetris. Well, the mid tower, bell tower, it's just very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, actually, funny, I just remembered something was Samsky's Spee play. Did you see that when he was like, he got like 2 backstabs, or like a backstab, he cloaked, got another backstab, cloaked again, he was 1 HP, Scout couldn't find him or hit him, and then he just soldiers down. And it was actually, that was I think that was the second round that they got. No, wait, it might have been the first. Anyway, it's in the past. It's about the future. The future is Timed Out versus the bus crew. We have no idea what the ETA is. So, how's your LAN been?
Yeah, it's been really, really good. It's the first LAN I've actually, second LAN I've been a part of. First I-Series, which is quite nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a whole different experience. It's something else, but it's wonderful. But shall we? Turbo likes to mention it. The extra content.
Oh yeah, the extra
content. We'll have a look. Do we have a timed out or bus crew interview that we can actually relevantly put up?
We already did that. Well, actually, I think that's been. To be honest, I think it's worth showing because I call them bad multiple times.
Perfect.
And obviously it now turns out that they're not so bad after all. It's a real coming-of-age story where a big bully played by me gets told off outside of school by the little kids. You ever seen the film Little Giants?
It's familiar, but
it's an American football one. It's like a group of little kids that are like, there's like a kid that looks like me but like being 4. He's got braces and it's a really good film. But it's like basically they're like a really awful football team, American football team, to go against like the big bullies.
Oh, okay.
And that's what.
You sold me at the character that looked like you, to be honest.
It's like He's about 6, so he's a bit. I'm a bit weedier than he is now,
Okay.
obviously. So it's just someone that, yeah. I don't have the mass like that little 6-year-old kid did.
Yeah.
But it's a very good film, coming of age, just like the Bus Crew.
Yeah, they are.
Whereas Timed Out would just seem to be the one that are slowly circling the drain.
Which just surprises me, but like you mentioned, they've had some very hard games to play against.
But I think like now you can't really depend on just getting points from the other low tier teams. You kind of want to overperform. The Bus Crew have done that. They've already overperformed and taken points where they shouldn't really have against Swift. So Timed Out kind of need to do that, but I don't see that happening. I'm just disappointed in Nasboy. That's all.
Yeah,
I played on his PC as well. His setup is
it's wonderful.
At first, it's the worst thing I've ever played on. At first, I was disappointed, and then I was just impressed.
Why?
It's so bad. His mouse is awful. It's like one of those 10 quid ones from Amazon where there's just like the whole mouse is just a light, and it's just like loads of like lines all over it that light up. And it's like I don't even know. There's a button on the back. It just has DPI 3500 on it, and he doesn't know what happens when he presses it, so he just leaves it. And then there's.
I thought you were talking about bindings or something.
No, and then like he has He has Windows mouse acceleration turned on. Has raw input turned off. He doesn't even know what his sensitivity is really. I just couldn't. I was just like, oh my goodness. I felt like.
Usually I freak people out because I use ESDF instead of WASD.
That's sensical though. There's actually because you get more keys to work with on the bind, so that makes sense. But
when I first started playing TF2, I used to have right mouse button to walk forward.
That's from Doom though.
Yes.
There was a guy called Shintaz who used to play. He used to have his keys were to the right of the spacebar, so it would be comma, full stop would be A and D, and then shift would be jump. And then space would be crouch, and move forward would be mouse 2. And it's one of those things where if you were to use their setup, you wouldn't know where to begin. It's like the technological equivalent of a Picasso. You'd be just like, what is it that I'm looking at? What do all these buttons do?
Yeah, it is very confusing.
That's what it was like. The lift-off distance on the mouse is nutty. So it's like, obviously, for people that don't know, it's like when you lift the mouse off, like where it gets picked up, like the distance between it. Like honestly, I could have had this mouse hovering the Earth by satellite, and it would still be picked up on the movements. It was absolutely mental. I was like lifting my hand a foot up off the mouse mat, and it was still picking up what I was doing.
Wait, so does he play like that?
I don't know how he plays. It's some sort of weird voodoo black magic stuff. It's just absolutely ridiculous. He was playing against a scout on his team, an MG on Badlands, and he absolutely mullered him. He 20-and-9'd him against the scout, with this setup, and I'm just like, it's unbelievable. I just don't know how he does it.
It makes you think, with a perfect setup, would he do better?
That's what I was thinking,
or
but
does he
he
worse?
says that it's so bad that if he was to be, if he had a better setup, he just couldn't get used to it enough. He didn't want. I think he actually plays on. He's got a 144 hertz monitor, and I think he actually has it on 60 hertz on purpose because he doesn't like the difference. He doesn't like the change. That's like.
I guess if you're used to something,
he might be
you
really
just go with it.
superstitious. I reckon he's probably wore the same underwear every single time he's played for the past 3 years, just because he doesn't want to change out of it, just in case it loses. Or actually, although going by their stats this time, he might not want to change it just in case they win. But yeah, it's he's got the strangest setup I've ever seen.
This is when we walk past the back of the event or something, and we find him sacrificing someone to the Great Lord Cthulhu or something.
He's just got a small barnyard animal, like a chicken, and he just
starts speaking in tongues. And we're just trying to figure out what's
going
going
on. In
on.
a circle with little tea lights all in the circle, and he's just cutting it open. It's it wouldn't surprise me because. It's like some Exorcist stuff, how he actually does anything. It's weird. And both him and and Thomas, they've got a suitcase that they share where they both put their arms on.
Okay.
Sometimes they touch.
All right. So as we've spoken a lot about the cult of Nazboy, we're gonna move on to a VT, the bus crew one. So you
Oh,
get to
it's a
tell them they're
classic.
bad, and they
Again.
prove you wrong,
Yeah.
kind of.